Hello, and welcome to Coffee Time. Bit late today, but here we go. Make this a quick one. I'm going to go in and out. Like Prince Andrew on Epstein's Island, which is the top story at the moment. Yeah, they announced the Epstein's list. I wasn't on it. I was lucky I wasn't on it. It's like, did you ever watch Crime Watch? Did you ever watch Crime Watch and worry that there'd be a police identikit picture that looked a bit like yourself? Did you ever? I think, what if somebody who looks like me is wanted? Yeah, did you ever get that? No, just me then. But anyway, yeah, Epstein. He wasn't the guy who managed the Beatles. Different Epstein, or as Jeffrey Corbyn used to pronounce it, Epstein. Anyway, his list was released. This is again, it's what you already know. I mean, it names people like Bill Clinton, who apparently likes them young. Michael Jackson. I mean, I don't know what he was doing there, unless Epstein got some young lads in for him. But there you go. Sorry, Epstein got some young lads in for him. And again, Prince Andrew, who's apparently had an underage orgy. Now, again, that depends on what part of the world you're in. I think in the UK it would have been legal because I think they were 16 plus. But where they were, I think the age of consent was lower. So again, there's a geographical aspect. Where do you draw your margins? You know. But yeah, very naughty, and I wonder if Andrew will get stripped of his HRH completely. It will just be plain old Randy Andy from now on. Again, if you sleep with dogs, you catch fleas. Everybody knew what Epstein was. Epstein. Again, it was all a honey trap because he liked powerful people. Bill Gates again, I think, was named. But the best one, and. Again, this is my favourite name. If I'm just waiting for the pictures to. I think everyone's hitting the Daily Mail website. It's kind of frozen. It's frozen. Come on, Daily Mail website. Where is it? There's a great picture. Come on, Daily Mail. Oh, that's a shame. It hasn't got the picture I wanted. Instead, I'll have to. They've changed. Oh, no, there it is. Sorry, it's updating. It's such a top story that this is the orgy that you wanted to be at. Are you ready for this? It's the Stephen Hawking orgy. Apparently, Hawking was there. Now again, you look at the guy. Go, come on. Give him a break. You kind of want him to have an underage sex orgy, wouldn't you? You know. Did you have Stephen Hawking's sex orgy on your 2024 news bingo card? I certainly didn't. But yeah, apparently Epstein was trying to find people that would vouch for Hawking not taking part in an orgy. That doesn't sound too good to me. So, but yeah, that was back in 2006 that Hawking was at a barbecue on Epstein's Island. Meanwhile, Ghislaine Maxwell refuses to say whether Jeffrey Epstein liked her to pinch his nipples. Again, these are. Oh, the more it goes on, the more ridiculous it becomes, doesn't it? I mean, there's a lot to be unpacked, and there's going to be even more names and whatnot. It's going to be. It's just the way it is, isn't it? There's a lot of powerful people that, you know, and of course it gives fuel to the right wing who says that there's a cabal of paedophiles that drink the blood of babies, you know, real, you know, blood libel type shit that goes on. It just adds fuels to that, but it isn't. It's just powerful. It's what powerful people do. And again, in our history, if you look back at history and those who make the laws, they make things illegal so that they can enjoy them themselves, you know. And that's how the powerful rule. It's like, you can't have the things that we have. It's the us and them thing. And so Epstein is all part of that. The powerful, they have the orgies. You're allowed to have the orgies if you... Sounds like a lot of bother to me. It really does. Just sounds like a lot of bother. Right, now, what else have we got? I've not looked at the Daily Mail website again. Are you? It's the new year. Are you on a diet? Are you on a diet? I'm always on a diet because diabetes. It's not technically a diet, but there are things that I avoid because otherwise I get all the aches and pains, governor. It's horrible. So, but yeah, this is the recommendation. Nutritionists reveal the 3 New Year's diets that are dangerous and will leave you fatter. So, okay, what are they? What are they? Does it tell me? In a 2017 review in current gastroenterology reports, it found that juice cleanses led to overall weight gain once a person returns to eating solid foods. There you go. So juice cleansings are out. And if you cut carbs, you could increase the risk of cancer. Now, that's great because I have to cut carbs because of the diabetes. You see, nixing carbs like white bread and pasta could lead to weight loss in the short term. And you tend to replace that with vegetables. And again, it's good for you. But they say limiting carbs cuts out vital nutrients, which can increase your chance. It increases the risk of colon cancer because you don't necessarily get the fibre that you get from like whole grain rice and pasta. But that's bollocks because you get the fibre from eating the vegetables, especially if you eat green leafy vegetables and things like that. Yeah, so don't diet. Don't diet. And here's a nice little graphic to tell you what a balanced diet looks like. I didn't find the third one. I kind of run out of steam on that. Just don't diet. Don't diet. It's not good. Good news, everybody. The Met Office has put out another warning for rain, and you're going to get another 2 inches. Ain't you lucky? Brace yourself for another 2 inches. Meanwhile, let's go to Las Vegas. This is at the Clark County District Court where Judge Mary Kay Holthus, she's again judge for Las Vegas, was sentencing criminal Dobra, is that a name? Dobra Redden, when he wasn't too happy about being sentenced. Well, you know, there you go. So yeah, this is what happened. Whee! And he started pummeling her like a good one. Should we watch that again? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Whee! He's like Superman, isn't he? He's like Superman there. Shocking stuff. But yeah. Not good. Not good. Meanwhile, the New Year mortgage price war, which is happening because HSBC has become the first major bank to offer a fixed rate deal under 4%, could boost Tory poll hopes. Yes, there's a chance that the Conservatives could stay in power. Huzzah. Look, I only want the Tories to win, just because it annoy all the lefties, right? All the people that expect there to be a Labour government. I want to see them cry. It's probably going to end up being a coalition government again. I imagine that's how it's going to go. I don't know if the Labour Party have got enough strength to completely upend the balance of power again. We've got months to go. There hasn't even been announced yet. I mean, crikey, at the latest it could be a December. It could be a December election, couldn't it? But it'd probably be in May. That's when they tend to hold these things. But 5 months is a long time, and you never know what's going to happen. I mean, I don't know if you remember back to 2020. In January 2020, Everything was tickety-boo. All we heard was that people had a few sniffles in China. Yeah? And then look what happened. So it's early days, yeah? Meanwhile, I don't know if did you watch the darts last night? Yeah. Well, Luke the Nuke Littler failed to win at the World Championships. He was a runner up to Luke Humphries, but he seems pretty happy. He's got his runners up trophy. He seems pretty happy. Again, it's a victory. He's 16. He's going to be 17 at the end of the month. I mean, it's a win. It's a win in my book. So well done. Well done. You give him a good fight. Yeah. What else have we got? Talking of election, the Liberal Democrats, remember them? Is that Ed Davey? Is he still the leader? I can't remember. Well, he's refused to rule out an election deal with Labour in the event of a hung parliament. See, they're preparing for a coalition. So, yeah, it could be something, couldn't it? That could be fun. Imagine that. The Lib Dems again going to a coalition. Seems funny because they wouldn't go in coalition with the Labour Party back in, was it 2010? Yeah. Right, let's have some court news. This is the story of Lancashire police officer Cameron Hanson and his civilian support worker wife, Kirsty, and police staff Charlotte Riley. So it's 3 individuals. They've all been charged with offences including unauthorised access to police computers and disclosing sensitive information. All 3 of them appeared at Manchester Crown Court, where their details are read, and the charges relate from January 2019 to December 2021. Again, these are misconduct in public office offences, because they shared images and body-worn footage from 2 death scenes. Here they are going in. This is the Hansons. And this is Charlotte Riley, who's the 3rd defendant. I mean, crikey, this is it's pretty low stuff, yeah. Yeah, he's charged with sending copies of body-worn footage to his partner, sending photos to others taken at the scene of a death, making audio recording of suspects, which he sent to another on June the 10th, 2021, showing copies of body-worn footage with an injured suspect. So basically, any footage he took, he'd share it around, which again, you're not supposed to. Come on, man. It was like a game to him. Mind you, God, he's a fat fuck. Look at him. Look at him. He's the Chief Wiggum. He likes his donuts, doesn't he? I got donuts. I got donuts. So yeah, he's charged with 7 counts of gross misconduct in office. He did not enter pleas to any of the charges and will be required to do so at a later date once he secured legal representation. But he previously pleaded two guilty charges of unauthorised access to a computer, while his wife has pled guilty to 10 charges. These include sending photos to others, blah blah blah. Again, it's basically just sharing what he's taken and sent to her. And she admitted at Magistrates Court in November a charge of knowingly and recklessly obtaining personal data without consent, which she sent to family members. Meanwhile, Charlotte Riley of Burnley faces 6 charges of misconduct in public office, including 3 counts of conspiring to secure unauthorised access to computer material. She pled guilty to 4 charges, but denies 2 others. The court heard all options, including custodial sentence, will remain open. And yeah, this is an ongoing court case again. Do we even need to have a court case? It's obvious. There's obviously a digital trail. Let's just lock them up. But there we go. else have we got? One person that was mentioned in the Epstein, I'm just seeing a story about him now, is Donald Trump. But he was mentioned positively, that he never appeared at any of these places and he never took part in any of the orgies. So, old Trumpy, his name is clear. But Trumpy has gone to the Supreme Court and appealed to them to allow him to run for the 2024 ballot, because he's been disqualified in Colorado. So they're challenging the Colorado Supreme There's going to be a number of states that are going to be probably following them to stop him from. Here he is. Remember, he's the old man who's not Joe Biden. It's the best you can do, America. Is this the best you can do? So yeah, that's your Trump story today. Meanwhile, Essex County Council they've put up a new sign at the roundabout on the A131 on the outskirts of Chelmsford, and I don't know if you can. I don't know if they had one job to do. We'll file this under that. They had one job to do, and yeah. I guess someone couldn't give an F. Hey, okay. Jesus Christ. What else have we got? Meanwhile, are you a bad sleeper? Do you toss in bed? No, because it wakes the missus up. Do you toss and turn in bed? Yeah, I do. Even in early middle age, I reckon, if you do this, you're in danger of having memory problems later in life. The missus is looking worried, because if it wasn't for me, neither of us would remember anything. I am the memory man of the couple. She's looking worried. A study looked at this is a new American study. This is actually, I think it's Canadian. Is it Canadian? It's at the Montreal Cognitive Assessment, so I guess that's in Canada. 526 people were logged during their sleep using wrist trackers. Which wrist do they put it on? Those men, they move a lot in bed of a night. Put it on the left wrist. But yeah, a study looked at people in their mid-30s to late 40s who were given wrist-worn trackers, and they worked out how restless these people were at night based on the percentage of time they spent moving. My watch does that because I have one of those sleep apps. So those with the most interrupted sleep were more likely to do badly in a series of tests a decade later. So, God, this is a long test then, isn't it? Experts suspect that people who wake up frequently, perhaps because of work stress or noisy or light sleeping environment, are worse at clearing out potentially harmful proteins in their brain during sleep. Even in early midlife, this could affect thinking skills. And they found that a third with the most interrupted sleep were almost 2.5 times more likely to do badly in the tests that they set, and had trouble with the fluency of words. My God, this is terrible for me. I like words. Dr. Hugh Leng, who led the study in it was University of California in San Francisco. That's the wrong. I don't know what I was talking about Montreal for. Said our findings suggest it is the quality rather than the quantity of sleep that is particularly important in cognitive health in midlife. There you go. So go to sleep now. And we have how much sleep should you get? Preschool 10 to 13 hours. School age 9 to 11 hours. Teen 8 to 10 hours. Young adult 7 to 9 hours. Adult 7 to 9 hours. Older adult 7 to 8 hours. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm in trouble there. Meanwhile, in council news, this is the story of the Blue Oyster Bar in Hertford. And fishmonger Glenn Graney, here he is. He wanted to advertise his fish bar like you do, and he created this. Well, again, it's an amazing bit of work. Apparently, it's all knitted. It's a knitted frontage. You know, well, illustrated a scene from the deep, from the ocean deep. It's been on display since September the 12th, but East Herts Council said no, this is not allowed, because there was a complaint. Yes, some miserable bastard complained. Here he is. Now again, they do have rules against signage and things like that. Personally, I don't see any harm in it. I think it brightens up what looks like a rather drab high street. But yeah, Mr. Graney said an enforcement lady came round, very nice lady, asked how long I was looking to keep it up. Then I got a letter, I had 90 days to remove the display. On inquiring why, I said somebody had expressed concerns that one of the items could fall off and hit a member of the public. It's secured with wire with a really substantial cargo net. I'm a builder, so I made sure I did a proper job. And yeah, so it's a bit of a shame, really. But yeah, he's got the middle until the middle of next month to take it down. So there you go. Personally, I think it all smells a bit fishy. Okay. Meanwhile, I figured they've revealed why the HMRC are clamping down on people trading. It's because of all the celebs. Look, all these celebrities. Don't worry, I don't know half of them are either. I know Maisie Williams, she was in Game of Thrones, and Georgia Toffolo was in I'm a Celebrity, but I don't know the others. Oh, Katie Price. Anyway, these people will make a fortune selling on Depop, whatever that is. And I guess that's why they're after them. But I thought of a better idea. They should actually look at the number of items you sell per month rather than the cash value, because again, I can sell a guitar for, I mean, I can sell 2 guitars and very easily break the £1,000 barrier and not make any, which is run by Labour, has been branded incompetent because it's announced plans only to collect black bin bags once every 3 weeks, because it has a £30 million budgetary deficit that it needs to plug. It's admitted that crucial services will be cut back, and they impose tax rises as well as extra charges over the coming year. But yeah, critics have reacted with outrage. And look, it's an overflowing bin. Look at that. That illustrates the outrage, doesn't it? I remember when your bins got emptied every week in Paris. They empty them like 2 or 3 times a week. But hey, we don't live in Paris. Maybe we should live in Paris. But so yeah, it's all gone a bit Pete Tong for Cardiff Council there. Meanwhile, who likes 70s sitcoms? Well, this guy really likes them. This is George Darlow, who's 26. I don't know why he's a fan of this, but he is. But here he is, pictured with his On the Buses collection. I hate you, Butler. I used to love On the Buses. And here he is. He's got a really big collection of On the Buses stuff. Of course he has, because nobody else wants it. That's why. George, who was born more than 2 decades after the show ended in 1973. Bloody hell. I must have still been watching the repeats. He says, there's no comedy like this anymore. Everything's gone too PC. On the Buses is a bit naughty, but its heart is just a good old British comedy about working class families. Indeed. And yeah, he's actually... wait a minute. Now this is one of the film scripts and the typewriter used to pen the popular show. Now, I hate to say he's wrong, but that typewriter is from the 1980s. It's a brother, because I had a similar one just like it. That would have never been used to write Mutiny on the Buses. I'm sorry, that is historically inaccurate. Oh my god, I've just spoiled it for it. Not only do I shit on people's dreams about records, I shit on people's dreams about their memorabilia collection too. Is there no end to my wickedness? Okay, so we got any other funnies? No, not really. Good news, everybody. Harry Styles is growing his hair because he had a buzz cut. Does anyone care? He's losing his hair though, ladies. He's got a receding hairline. I hate to break it to you, but yeah, because this is what he had looked like. Because look, oh no, they didn't like it. And have they got a recent picture of him? I don't think they have. Here he is now. Look, oh, it's receding though. He's receding. He's going to end up looking like me, ladies. There you go. You'll have to grow a beard. Meanwhile, you've had the Blade Runners in London targeting ULEZ cameras. In Cornwall, 2 cameras have been cut down overnight. This follows a spate of similar incidents back in November. Yeah. Here we go, look. The Blade Runners, or maybe they're Grockles heading down to Cornwall, for a holiday. Maybe they're London Blade Runners who just thought, hey, we'll do them a favour. So yeah, and is it from a different angle? That's brutal. And this is one near Perranarworthal, which is 4 miles northwest of Falmouth, which has completely been lopped off. There you go. And have we got anything else? A lot more about the darts player. We don't really do any more about him. More about the storms and flooding. Oh, that's not very nice. Sorry, some murder stories. Not going to do that. Come on, give me some funnies, will you? In an act of complete stupid, XL bully owners have launched a protest. And what is this protest? Well, what they've done is they've come out in solidarity with their pets by muzzling themselves. I think they're actually doing the world a favour. It's a shame it's not a ball gag though, because nobody wants to hear them whinging and moaning because of these inadequate men, mainly, who own these horrible weapons on 4 legs. But there you go. You want a dog with a real face, with an actual muzzle, like a border collie. But yeah. He's done a TikTok video with him wearing a muzzle with his dog. I think he's developed a tick. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah, there's no cure for stupid, everyone. Remember that. Meanwhile, are you Britain's messiest neighbour? Well, you're going to have to compete with Edward Ploughman, who has refused to move his motorbikes, generators, and trolleys outside his. It's outside next to his mother's property. So it's not again. I don't know. I think it looks quite delightful. I think it adds character to the area myself. Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, it's a shithole. This is in is it in Colchester? Is it West Mersey? Sorry, but it's served by Colchester Borough Homes. That's the council house management company, which has launched an investigation to remove the items. And yeah, they're going to take him back to court where the fines will increase. It seems like he just doesn't give a fuck. Oh dear. What else have we got? This is, I don't know, is this something for the dads? This is German Celebrity Big Brother contestant Emmy Russ, and she was She was, where was this? In Monkey Beach in Thailand. And well, again, it's full of monkeys, but it didn't go too well for her. Here she is with the monkeys, and one decides to attack, and so does another, and she's bitten by the two monkeys. But same for the dads there. There you go. That's not good, is it? We was talking about this yesterday about restaurants charging a lot more. Well, Weatherspoons is also guilty of this. Their meal deal that once cost a tenner has soared to nearly £20 as it's hit by soaring costs. Here we go. This is what it used to cost and what it costs now. Look, in 2018 it was £10, and now it's up to £18.09. Oh no, everything's going up. Stay at home, folks. Stay at home. And now this is a story, I think we may have covered it many years ago, about a Ukrainian orphan called Natalia Grace. She was adopted in 2010 by American couple, but they dumped her. They got her re-aged, and they dumped her. Now, again, I don't know if you've ever seen it. There's a film. It's classed as a horror film, but I'd say it's more of a psychological thriller called Orphan, that follows very much this plot line where they take on an orphan, and it's the girl isn't who she says she is. There's a little bit of subterfuge involved, and they dumped her and said that she was actually in her 20s rather than being, a child. Back in the day. Now this is here she was back when they adopted her, and they said that she was an adult, an homicidal adult acting as a child. Well, there's been a documentary made about this whole thing, and again, here she is again. I don't know about you, but looks like a child to me, and I don't know how they got her re-aged to being in her 20s. They had her legally re-aged to 23 years old in 2012, and then basically dumped her, abandoned her. But in this documentary that's running on, again, it's on HBO Max at the moment, they did a DNA test, and they can tell your age with a fair degree of accuracy how old. And because they didn't know she was an orphan, they didn't know exactly how old she was. There was always some debate how old she was because they didn't have a birth certificate. It was a mystery. And the DNA test came back that now she's around 22 years old. So that would have put her in the it would have put her in the 10 to 12 year age bracket when they took her on. Granted, not 6, but certainly not 22. And here she is getting the news again, visibly upset, getting the news. So yeah, I wonder if those people are going to be held to account because they dumped the poor little girl. I mean, again, it's straight out of the film Orphan. It's a terrible thing to do. Oh no, they've refreshed the Daily Mail page again. They've gone with inside the Epstein dossier. This is going to run for days. This is going to run for days. A 1,000-page dossier that lists 170 A-list stars. Like I said, that Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Al Gore, Kevin Spacey, and Stephen Hawking. But Donald Trump was named, but not in any guilty way, so they've been a bit naughty there. Meanwhile, breaking news: Rishi Sunak, Dishy Rishi, says his working assumption is that the general election will happen in the second half of the year. All right, so maybe it will be. I want to do this story. I'm going to save it for tomorrow. That's the problem with going back. All the good stories have appeared. Anyway, we'll end with an animal story. And we're going to the Animalai Tiger Reserve in Tamil Nadu in India. And we've got some aerial footage. So I'm just going to pull up the... It works. What we're seeing, is a baby elephant calf being reunited with its mother. It got lost, and I've got, obviously, the workers there are taking it back to mum, and there they are, reunited. Right, it's really nice, but it gets better. Trust me, because I've seen a screen grab of it. So there they are, reunited together. But the a drone footage later on sees them cuddling on the hillside. They were separated for 3 days, but the workers managed to get them back together again. Now, if that isn't symbolic of a mother's love, I don't know what is. Gets you right there. And I think we'll end it there. Who's in? Anybody in? 8 people in. Everyone's back to work. Runs in. Message retracted. He said, if you listen to experts, you wouldn't eat anything. I try not to. And Simon ends, but the French bin will go on strike for 24 weeks of the year. Ooh la la. Simon says, good day. I'm here for my animal story. I got you one. Have I been to Cornwall? Yeah, God, many years ago. Went with the school when I was about 10 or 11. And me and the missus, we was down Devon and Dorset. Did we venture into Cornwall? I don't know if it was Devon and Dorset. We kind of skirted around there. I don't know if we got as far as Cornwall, but we skirted around that area. It's a lovely part of the world. It's really, you know, if I could live there, if I could afford a holiday home, I'd probably have it in Cornwall. But no, it's very nice. Any recommendations? It's a relatively small place, so you can cover it all. You've got to do Land's End, though they're removing the Land's End sign because the man that owns the lease, I think, is retiring and nobody wants to take it on. Can you believe that? That iconic symbol of it's a great British symbol, is being removed. So if you can get to Land's End before the sign's being taken down, you might want to try and do that. Simon says Port Isaac is nice, near Padstow. Again, every port is picturesque. It's, it's a great place. The open air amphitheatre is somewhere I think you should go and check out. There's just, we visited again as kids. It's a great place, really good place. Definitely go there. Brendan says, what do you use for EQ on your recordings? Apple, the EQ in Apple Logic, nothing special. Just it's all I've ever needed. It's all I've ever needed. I don't use a third-party EQ. No, so it's just Apple EQ. If you can, try and use all the native stuff in Logic. As I try and use as little third-party. And now Logic Pro's got a mastering plug-in thing that you can adjust loudness and whatnot, which you might want to check out. Fasano says, I was looking forward to taking photos on the Land's End sign. Yeah, I'll have to pull the story up. I saw it over the Christmas period, and they said that Land's... Let me just see. I can't find the news for you. It was 4 days ago. Here we go. Land's End sign has been removed after 66 years to mark the end of an era. Yeah. Land's End has decided not to renew its contract with a local company to put the sign up. Personally, I think that's criminal. Peter Puddyfat, a photographer who snapped visitors in the iconic signpost for 28 years, has retired. Here he is. This is the fella. Oh, and you missed it. The last day was the 28th of December. And, he had the little photo booth again. We visited there. I visited there as a kid. My mum visited there with her partner Jim, and I think I've got a picture of them. That was in the 90s. That was the late 90s they went there. And I've been there. I don't know if I've got a picture. I might have a picture. I don't know if I took a picture or not. But we went there with the class, and it's a shame. It should just be there all the time. But yeah, looks like you missed out on that one. Sorry to give you bad news. And Brandon says, if you like Cornwall, you'll love the Northumbrian coast. No, nobody wants to go there. It's too bloody cold. Go to Cornwall. It's almost tropical down there. Anyway, thanks for that. I'm off to cook a bacon sandwich. That was the news. Killing the channel one video at a time. You know, you got to drink it up. Ta-ta.